It has neither eyes nor a nose. It emits ultrasonic cries that bounce back to its large ears, enabling it to fly safely. The Pokédex, Pokémon Stadium. Repels effect wore off. Every Pokémon game at the most inconvenient time imaginable. I've spoken about a few Pokémon that I thought were nobody's favorite, and usually someone came out of the woodwork saying, actually, Sandshrew is my favorite Pokémon, but I'm pretty sure nobody likes Zubat. I love early Pokemon games, both for the objectively good stuff like the unique and iconic designs of almost every character, the immersive game world that felt bigger and more real than any other portable game of the era, and the deceptively complex battle system that is still the only turn-based combat I can really get into in video games. As well as for the quirky stuff like the imbalanced types, the glitches, and of course HMs. Even the dungeons had a cool feel of getting lost in an endless maze, the same feeling I get exploring in an open world like Elden Ring today. But there is one thing that kind of bugs me. When you're decently deep into a dungeon and you just keep running into nothing but Zubats. In Red and Blue version, Zubat appear in 4 locations: Mount Moon, Rock Tunnel, Seafoam Islands, and Victory Road. That's right, they even appear in Seafoam Islands in the middle of the ocean. The only cave where they don't appear is the Unknown Dungeon, and I assume that's because Mewtwo is also tired of running into Zubats. Side note, my headcanon for the Unknown Dungeon is that it's populated with Mewtwo's cloned Pokemon from the movie, and that's why the Pokemon are so strong there. Of course, there is one upside to the sheer volume of Zubat one runs into playing hundreds of hours over the course of dozens of games. In 2013, between breeding for perfect IVs and training for perfect EVs in Pokemon Y version, I caught my one and only shiny Pokemon outside of Pokemon Go. It was, of course, a Zubat. I can't remember if I was actively seeking out shiny Pokemon or if I was EV training, but I was grinding horde battles and a horde of Zubat appeared with one off to the side being green. I successfully caught it, EV trained it, and gave it the best moveset I could. Unfortunately, it had terrible IVs, probably a terrible nature, and maybe needed an egg move to be any good, so it was no good in competitive play. Not that any of my Pokemon were any good in competitive play. Competitive Pokemon is kind of lame for a lot of reasons. IV breeding makes it so that almost all Pokemon that you catch and develop a personal bond with are completely useless unless they come from generations of forced ancestral breeding. I don't know, maybe they've cleaned it up over the last few generations. I gave up on it a long time ago. In spite of everything, Zubat is a cute, clever design. It's neat that it actually doesn't have eyes and that it's not just a stylized animation thing. It all comes back to how memorable every single Gen 1 Pokemon is, from Abra to Zubat. Until next time, remember that you are the very best, like no one ever was. Oh, and shout out to my friend Ray, who apparently does like Zubat. See, there's someone out there for every Pokemon.